I was now making love to Amunet again. Over the years I enjoyed making love to my beautiful Egyptian princess, and we had long integrated ourselves in this dark world and dark universe, now brighter because of my presence. As the years passed, my immortal children and I blended into society, but Jekyll and Hyde's faction were always searching for me and my family. He wanted to recruit us, hoping that I could cure him, and he was right, I could, but I didn't trust Hyde, the more evil side of Dr. Jekyll, and I made sure long ago that me and Amunet would live like royalty in the modern world, and I knew I could create anything with my powers, so I did. I acquired a vast fortune. Thanks to my infinite knowledge, I was able to make gold bars worth billions, and I could even make American dollars, in particular $100 bills, which means we would want for nothing, and we were now living in a mansion built like a bunker that's also self-sufficient. I owned internet businesses mostly, and as for food and water, me and Amunet didn't really need to eat food. It was more of a choice for us, and thanks to my powers I transferred some of my vitality into Amunet, and she no longer feeds on people to prolong her life or regain immortality. She had now altered her body, and it was still pale, but she still looks nearly the same, just with a few minor differences. She looks more human. I came up behind my beautiful wife and I embraced her in a hug, and I said, "You know, my love, when we are at home you can reveal your true form if you wish, because of the Egyptian powers or whatever it is." Whenever I revealed my true form I still look like that same monster at the end of the movie in The Mummy, and she said, "You are handsome for man, that looks a bit like a monster," and I said, "This is my true form when I'm not hiding it from humans," and then she transformed into her true form, black fingers and weird eyes and all, and then she kissed me passionately even in my beast form, and I said I wished I didn't look like this at all, but I could always transform into my human form. I looked at myself in the mirror more than once and I almost couldn't believe what I saw looking back at me, terrifying. If other people saw me they would think that I'm some kind of demon, but I'm not. And then I changed back into my human form and I said, "I love you, Amunet," and she said, "I love you too, husband." And the year was now 2017, and I had gotten rid of some of the worst monsters in history, some literal monsters. Turns out this is a dark universe, there's vampires here and werewolves and all that other nonsense I had to deal with. Even Dracula, beings like him were my greatest opponents because they were smart, but so was I. And then me and Amunet felt it, the connection to our clones, and then I saw him, the Tom Cruise look-alike, and I thought, I wonder if his name is the same as mine, and I thought how interesting it would be to get this man on my side, because Mr. Hyde was not a good person and I knew this, which is why I never trusted Dr. Jekyll. I can't die, but my wife could be harmed, and since that was the case, so could I, so I kept her close over the years, fearing the worst, that they could literally hurt me. Through her within me existed life and immortality, and within her exists my vulnerability, my love, and everything that mattered to me in this dark world. The former Nick Morton knows about us, I said, and he's coming along with Dr. Jekyll and his faction. And she said, "How long do we have?" And I said, "Not too long. He's seen everything through my eyes, even you. He saw me kissing you and he saw everything. Really, my goal is to cure Jekyll without Hyde's interference. The only problem I will have is if they harm you, then that will leave me vulnerable, it will weaken me a bit." And she said, "I won't let that happen. I'll kill them if I have to." And I said, "I always knew this day was coming, just didn't think it would be now." And there's a woman working with Mr. Morton, she also works with Dr. Jekyll, so the word will get back to him soon, and honestly that's not good. All things considered, I'm not really worried about Jekyll, it's Hyde I'm worried about, although I'm not really certain about either of them or who to really trust yet. Although events are quickly approaching an inevitable end, I'm going to make sure we come out of this unharmed. I just have to play it smart. I've already got the cure for Dr. Jekyll's condition, I just need to get close enough to use it. Amunet asked me, "Do you know what he wants with this?" And I said, "Yes ma'am, he wants to imprison you and force me to do whatever he wants done." And Amunet got mad and said, "We can't allow this. He wants to imprison you in Mercury to bind your powers away from mine, but what he doesn't know is that it only slightly weakens me, so if all else fails we could always use that to our advantage, or you could also possess this other Morton fellow to do whatever we want and we won't have to hardly lift a finger, right my love?" And she said, "Yes," ingenious in her accent, "I love."